Hi and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I am Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of the BEYOU Oracle Cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for January the 24th through to January the 30th, with the overall theme being feel good energy coming through. Let's go in and explore the messages that describe this overall theme through each individual cards, but also as a collective story. Now, the energy forecasters, if you have never watched before, I like to be able to do these as it gives you an opportunity to be able to learn the types of energy that's coming through, some of the things that could potentially pop up and give you suggestions on how to be able to navigate through it, and also share with you how to be able to tune more into that intuition, because sometimes we have things come up and we sort of dismiss them or bypass them, and then when someone else says they're going through it or these types of things are happening, they're like, oh, I had those epiphany moments. So that's why I like to be able to deliver these insightful messages around the energy for each week. So with that being said, let's jump in and explore what that means for you. Monday and Tuesday is the card of clairvoyance. Wednesday through till Friday is the card of strength. And the weekend's message is the card to stop. Now, with the beginning of the week being the card of clairvoyance, as you can see, you may not be able to, here we go. You can see there's obviously the two eyes, but there is a third eye there. Our third eye is an indication of that it's opening and it's expanding. It means that you're starting to see different perceptions around the same situation, but all of a sudden there's just been this new insightful bit of information that has just dropped into your consciousness that's allowed you to just review that situation from a completely different perspective. And in that moment, you sort of get those, what I call magical moments, where you go, aha, you have those epiphany, and it's like little droplets of gold have just come into your consciousness that connect all of that information that you've been gathering along the way. The human brain doesn't always have the capacity to be able to absorb a ton load of information all at once, because it can become incredibly overwhelming. So what our soul likes to do is it gives these small little increments of information and it starts collecting them until it's all of a sudden that whole bigger picture starts to unfold. And when it does, it's like your brain just goes whoo. And it's really cool because all of a sudden you truly and deeply understand at a soul level what that message is that's coming through for you. So look to all of those signs that are showing up. Tune into those different perspectives and see how they connect into other situations that you've had, and therefore connect the dots with that. With the third eye opening or expanding and receiving new perspectives, you can sometimes find that the eyes will take a little bit of time to adapt to the new information coming through. So you may find that your eyes could feel tired, they could feel dry, they could feel overwhelmed and light sensitive. You may find that you could get an experience like what I call like a little headache in your third eye. These are all beautiful moments reminding you that your third eye is awakening and that new perceptions of the same current reality but is altering your current reality is all occurring right now. So there is lots of different ways in where we receive information intuitively through our third eye. It could come in the form of memories. It could come through in the form of feeling like a little video player shows a movie on the inside of your third eye. It could come in the form of lots of different signs, but just remember that with our third eye, it's about receiving information in through our eyes. So it could come through in the form of, you see a post and then that triggers off a new perception. It could be something that it's all got to do with something that you see. So it can come in lots of different shapes and ways and forms. Also remembering Mercury retrograde is in full swing right at the moment, and that is where Our soul delivers what I call our truth bombs. It gets us to be able to look at things from a new dimension. It is about being able to unlock your truths. So the new perception could be that you may see a post or see something that triggers your mind to start doing like a little bit of a memory recall, and then all of a sudden all of the information connects and you get that big aha moment. So just look towards all of the beautiful signs, because as you know, your soul, your cosmic team being soul, self and source, are delivering an abundance of information to be able to support you on your personal and soulful journey right now. Now, when you start getting those aha moments, when it comes to the midweek, is where things start to unfold. And you get to this new realization where all of a sudden you are at this place of a great sense of peacefulness within yourself. When I designed the card of strength, I actually really wanted to call this card Spunk, but my editor at the time and other people made the suggestion that a lot of people would not be able to understand that. So I'm going to share with you what that means and why I wanted to call it Spunk. When you come from a place of being at peace with yourself, it means that you've come from a place of acceptance. You accept all parts of self, all parts. The good, the bad, the ugly, the parts that you wish you'd changed, every aspect of yourself, you come to that conclusion of going, you know what? I really like the person that I am. I love the journey that I've come to, the deep soul work that I've done, the releasing of stuff, the inner work that has brought me here to this moment where I can be at peace with myself. And when you are at that place of acceptance and peacefulness within yourself, you start to radiate your own inner spunk. That's your own specific DNA, soulful essence starts to exude from within you out into your auric field and out into the cosmos. And therefore we start attracting more things that recognize your worthiness, that remind you that you are good enough. You may even have people saying to you, I don't know what you've done, but there's a new glow about you. You may be finding that when you look at yourself in the mirror, that reflection you're looking back at, instead of in the past where you've picked it to pieces, you go, you know what? I freaking dig you. You are fucking awesome. That's a whole new type of dialogue than what you've been used to. Enjoy it, embrace it. It comes from a sense of pride. And when we have pride, we have more confidence. Our shoulders sit back. When someone that you may have, that says a compliment that you may have in the past dug in to go, why are they saying that? And looking to turn something positive into something derogatory, you therefore now are in that place where you embrace it and you're like, yeah, thank you so much. That means a lot. I appreciate you recognizing that, or I appreciate you mentioning that or bringing it into my awareness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's where what happens is at the beginning of the week, that inside shifts and brings you back to your core self midweek. And therefore we start coming from a place of more confidence, which means you're more decisive. You start taking action. You start letting go of those old behaviors that would have looked for the negativity, and you start becoming, what I'm seeing is, you know, when you see movie, let me catch my breath. You know, when you watch movies about jet pilots and you see that they get that little bullseye area where they target in on something, the item that they're going to do the work on, whether they shoot a missile or whatever. But it's that targeting. You're zeroing in on being able to target your amazingness. And through that starts to deliver a recognition of your divinity, your soulful essence, that reminder that you are good enough. And that is something that can, for some people, be a lifelong journey to come to a place to go, you know what, I'm good enough. It's amazing how instinctually that the moment that you step into that place, all of those limitations, triggers, or things that have activated the not so awesome parts of self start to just disintegrate and fall away and no longer exist, because you are therefore a magnet to start attracting more things that remind you that you are good enough. Therefore, building more confidence. When you have confidence, you take actions that align with the direction that you go on. You start saying yes to yourself. You start saying no to things that insult your soul. You start to be able to improve your standards and boundaries. Your boundaries become stronger. You have more confidence within your own self to raise your standards in any area of your life that you feel that is no longer conducive to this new version of self. Actually, I'm going to reframe that. It's not a new version of self. It's the removal of all the layers of crap that has led you to think that you are unworthy starts to just, as I said, disintegrate and diminish away. Therefore, you come back to that soulful essence that your soul has always been trying to tell you, that you are always good enough in the past. You just didn't allow yourself to believe it. Now you're in a stronger sense of self, acceptance of self, where you are now giving yourself permission to believe in that soulful message and allowing it to really integrate into your soul and your cells. Which brings us to the weekend's message around stop. Now, this gorgeous journey of all this beautiful new energy that's coming in, and this shift in perception, and doing that deep soul work and connecting to your own personal DNA essence and clearing away old baggage. The new energy that is vibrating through every singular cell needs time to recalibrate and integrate, so that therefore this doesn't just become some sort of fleeting moment. It's more about, let's allow it to ruminate and build more and more and more strength around this reconnection to your soul identity. And that takes time, and how that can show up in some ways is that all of a sudden you could feel a decline in your energy. Now, I do want to share this. Just because your energy declines does not necessarily mean that your mindset or your thoughts are going to decline either. It simply means that your physical structure takes longer for that integration process to be able to occur, and the gift that you can give it is permission to rest. Rest is one of the most integral points in our transformation process, because it means that you are honoring that your body is just taking a little bit longer to catch up with all the soul work that you've done. And you choose to give yourself permission to allow that integration process to fully allow it to download, or so that you can up level and stay in that higher vibration of energy, and you start to become more consciously aware of the new feels that are going to occur in your body. When you set strong boundaries, you feel good about yourself. When you accept yourself, you exude more self-love and respect for yourself. When you decide to say yes to you, there is a sense of pride. And it's in the pause that we need to learn to be comfortable. Pausing in taking so much action, because the action that actually needs to occur is to rest. So learn to be comfortable in the pause. Find purpose in the pause and remind yourself, because the logical mind, that human aspect of ourselves, which sometimes need to be reined in. Some goes, come on, you can do it. You know, get on with doing this and that. Yet your soul is going, hey, I need to be able to just rest. I need to be able to just curl up with the lounge. I need to be able to eat some soft, gentle, light foods, because my body's doing so much work that I don't want to clog it up with heavy food. I want to be checking in with my mindset and reminding myself that this is exactly where I need to be at this governing time. And I'm going to allow this energy to stay at this higher vibration whilst my body is doing all this integrative work that's on the inside. This is how you keep your mindset and your energy at that higher volume whilst allowing your body to catch up with it, and it does that through rest. So as I mentioned, this is a wonderful week to have the feel-good energy coming through. Give yourself permission to enjoy this. The one thing I do want to share is that each person goes through these periods sometimes a little bit different. So be mindful that other people in your world may be a few steps behind, and that they are therefore going to go through this process, may not be the same time as you. So not to be triggered or feel that you need to justify or think that anything is wrong. Give yourself permission to honor the journey that you are on, knowing that each person is going through this at their own time and will catch up when that time is right for them. So I wish you all an incredibly amazing week, because this is going to be a feel-good week for you. Leave a comment below and let me know how this resonates. See if you can feel into that lightness that may be occurring in your body, a new shift in your thoughts and thinking, a new shift in your perceptions or in your energy. So take care, much love, and I'll see you again next week.